Oh, well, it's obvious, isn't it? Blackfire proclaimed right before letting out a fart that silenced the room. The whole room turned to the trio.
Your fart smells so bad.
Hello, friends. Trace amounts of science. We got paid via the Patreon to do a $20 reading. Essentially, every time we've done this in the past, it's gone pretty poorly. I usually end up coming after OP. But since this one's more of a Neckbeard fanfic, I figure we will be focusing mostly on the beards, which is good. It instills some hope. I guess we'll have to see how it goes. Thanks for joining me today. Salvation Neckbeards. In the beginning, a Neckbeard fanfic. Or not fanfic, just fiction. We call it a fiction. I guess it's a bit easier to have affection if it's a fiction. Let's see how it goes. So, before we begin our tale of woe, a tale of a beard and a doe, oh, it rhymes, we look to set our cast, one which is sure to last in our hearts and minds for all time. So, pull up a chair, have a lemon and lime. Yeah, put some gin in mine. That's great. I'm rhyming too. So, where shall we set this tale, which we will read? An English city where beards seek to breed. Their victims are vast and many. Their lovers are pillows, if they have any. So, on with the story. ReddX will start. Hold on. The writer needs a fart. Nice. The first person we hope to meet is the beard of the tale we hope to beat. A fat man of hate and rage. He's a stalker. He's a beast of 37 in age. He wishes everyone would call him sire, but we will always call him Blackfire. It's a pretty cool name, bro. Not as cool as Draven, bro, but pretty cool name, bro. The second is the hero of this tale, our beard's rival, and one who cannot fail. A kind man with brawn and brain, whose love for one would slowly spawn. Only 6 months it would take a picture to paint. He's 30 and goes by Michael Saint. Well, not as interesting as Blackfire, I guess. He better not turn into a Mikey Sue. That's all I could say. I want my characters to have some flaws. The third is the maiden in heat. Ew. Our beard's desire and heart to meet. A strong young woman with beauty and brain, who the beard aims to slowly drive insane. The lady Juliana is but 25, but before the end, she feels glad just to be alive. Dude, what? How dark is this fic gonna get?
I don't like where this is going.
I don't know if I was ready for all that today. I think this is only the first part. There's like multiple parts. So maybe we're building up to that. But yeah, I hope we don't get to that part. For now, we shall introduce just 3, the cast list for now. We will let it be. The stage is set. The players are here. I should warn you that the story may come to provoke a fear. Let us end this poetic flurry on with the tale before we have readers scurry. Yeah, some people showed up. They're like, I'm looking for the grime. I got Dr. Seuss. What is this? But I appreciate the artistry behind it. That's a good way to hook me in, I'll tell you. Rhyming, alliteration, I like to be silly. I enjoy Dr. Seuss. People tried to cancel him. I was like, I'm uncanceling him. Oh, my kids experienced the same thing I did. Anyway, OP says, first off, let me remind you that this is a fictional tale. None of these events have happened to myself or anyone I know. This is me testing my fictional writing to unblock my writer's block for me to get back into writing my book's sequel. I will post a link to my book at the bottom of the story so you can read the big tales I aim to tell with these characters included. Secondly, if you're affected by anything spoken of in these stories, I do apologize if I trigger you, and please, if you're in the UK, reach out, as I can do my best to get you help in your area if required. I mean, that's already going above and beyond. Posting the trigger warning is enough as far as I'm concerned, but you do you. On to the main story, I guess, so let me set the scene. In a small English city, there was a gathering happening on a night much like many other in the English South. Pissing rain with the fury of a great typhoon. Blackfire was preparing his night out on the town. In the local game shop, he was someone to be feared. He was 6'6" and 500 pounds, mostly of blubber, admittedly, with a greasy mullet mop of dirty blonde hair and scruffy mutton chops. He wore his leather trench coat, a mildly spaghetti-stained black hoodie of the adult anime persuasion, black jeans, and big, heavy boots. Nothing compared to ReddX brand shit-kicking shoes. Watch, I'm going to make the necklaces, and that's the next thing we're going to work on. Once you produce your own brand of shoe, that's when you know you really made it. Although then again, Logan Paul and Mr. Beast might have said that about Lunchables, so it seems like YouTubers branching out into too much stuff and just making a bunch of bullshit. Can't just be happy with where you are. I need you to buy my $15 lunchbox. What were we talking about? Oh yeah, big heavy boots. Nice. I'll show you how they work later. His pale skin glistened with sweat, as every breath was a strain on his smoker's lungs, asthma, and, well, his sheer girthy body. The Uber had arrived, and he had left his basement room. Is he trying to become normie? You know, we have a song about that on the Beardy Beats album. It's one of my favorites, track number 5. Maybe I can be normie. I think you can look it up on Spotify and iTunes and all the other things, too. I've also had many requests to continue on with the podcast, so I'm going to make myself do that. You can definitely look forward to that making a return. Anyway, I'm going out tonight, ma. Blackfire bellowed into the household with a voice that was a poor imitation of Cockney. He liked to imitate Bricktop from Snatch a lot. It was cool, he thought. His mother poked her head out of the kitchen. I'm not even going to try the Cockney accent if you want me to be honest. It's a bit like this one here. I'm going out tonight, Ma. I'm going out tonight, Ma. I don't know. The Neckbeard voice just feels good, like a good pair of shoes. ReddX brand shit-kicking shoes. Wait, we advertised that already. I'm sorry, this is getting a little bit out of control. I feel like I already made $20 for the episode. It kind of got its money back, you know? We can sort of do whatever we want with it, so it might get a little weird. It's fiction anyway. The purists have dropped out. Now it's just us, the inner circle, the Jerry Army. Anyway, his mother poked her head out of the kitchen.
Oh, that's nice. Anything special planned, dearie?
She asked. The sheer fragility of her voice should have been enough to tame this wannabe Cockney nerd's temperament. She was a frail lady who had lived a long life of being a perfect housewife, and she looked like a slight gust could snap her in two. I'm going to the game shop. I'll be back once I've defeated them all once more, he boasted. In his eyes, he was the greatest of the great, and no one would stop him from winning. In his mother's eyes, she thought to herself, I'll never have grandkids, will I? No, you won't. Great big dead branch of the family tree. With that, Blackfire swung open the door and left, leaving the door open, making his poor mother deal with having to fight the wind in order to close it again. Blackfire practically launched into the Uber with full gusto, making the car jolt. Yeah, suspension check. His sheer weight meant he had to pay extra just to get a car that would accommodate him without breaking its suspension. That's a very specific request. I don't want a great big sweaty fat guy back there. Even if my suspension can handle it, my upholstery can't.
Get out of my car now!
My car's had that funky corn chip toe smell for 3 weeks. Y'all sit back there, fella? The driver asked back. Yeah, now drive, 'cause I got a tournament to win tonight, Blackfire barked back. This was Warhammer night, after all. Every nerd in the 10-mile radius was set to come and battle it out in a night of wits, models, and overpriced food and drink. Really, all food's overpriced. It's more just like a sliding scale. Even the grocery store stuff's overpriced. I digress, whatever. Blackfire wouldn't be conned, though, as he would simply pop to Lidl first to get the snacks that he needed. To hell with the rule about no outside food and drink. What were they gonna do? Throw him out? He was their best customer, after all. Without him, no one would show. The Uber driver sniffed the air. There was a slight pong in the air. Hey, dude, did you fart? He asked.
Smell like you farted.
Fart? No. Why aren't we moving, though? Blackfire snaps back. Oh, no reason, the driver replied meekly before cracking a window and driving off. He would tolerate the rain in order to be rid of that smell. See, dude, I told you, the money ain't worth it. His big crusty doo-doo butts rubbing around back there on your bench seat. You like that? As far as him being the best Warhammer player, I think that means there's a lot of dudes that are out to take the crown. They would love to see him get kicked out. They'd go to the front and report him for the outside food and drink. But maybe that's just game shops that I've visited before. LA is kind of a backbiting place anyways. Perhaps the culture's different in different countries. Anyway, meanwhile, across town, another prepared for their night at the shop. The Lady Juliana was a slender woman. She was a redhead, 100 pounds and 5'2". She spent the week working bar, and now it was time to nerd up. So she was heading to the game shop, despite the fact that it was Warhammer night. It wasn't her thing, but she figured it would be better than moping around the house like she had been doing. It had been 3 months since her ex left, and now it's time to get back out there. It wasn't perfect, but at least she'd be around people, she guessed. Yeah, but what sort of people? Is this really what you want to choose? I want to nerd out. I buy a box of Pokemon cards off eBay. That's good enough for me. The human interaction parts are really overrated. Anyway, whatever. Juliana put on a comfortable jumper and jeans, grabbed her purse and a waterproof coat before hopping into a waiting taxi. She gave the address of the game shop, and they were on their way. She didn't use those taxi apps in her effort to support local businesses. She got there in good time, making friendly conversation as she went. The rain was not easing up, but it was not going to matter, as she wasn't going to be outside until it was time to call the taxi back home. The taxi pulled up, and she thanked her driver and made her way inside. There was an odor in the air. It was the smell of nerd, for sure. Yes, what a distinct melange. She took a spot to talk to the girl at the shop counter and get herself a snack and rent an army for the night. She chose Astra Militarium to keep it simple. She was sure others would make short work of her, but she was okay with that. She was just here to be here today. The door then swung open and a large figure emerged. He was carrying a supermarket bag, and an aura of stink followed him in. And if you look out the door behind him, you can see the Uber driver trying to scrub crusty poop stains off his backseat. What's up, nerds? Ready to get crushed by me? The figure said, without a hint of sarcasm or irony. There was an audible groan from the room. The only thought going through her mind was, oh, they have a cave troll. Which, it was clear that she was in for a long night around this guy. And then just before the door closed, another came through, and he was surprisingly handsome, tall, muscular, carried a case, and had a fully shaved head. He wore glasses, a button-up shirt, smart trousers, and decent shoes. His skin wasn't pale, dark, or exotic, just mildly tanned. She saw him and was instantly enamored. It was strange to see such a good-looking fellow in a place such as this. Not that nerds couldn't be good-looking, but most had quirks, weird styles, and strange references as opposed to what was considered normal. I don't think Juliana should get to judge what's normal or not. You're the one cruising the game shop looking for not nerds. But okay, sure. Judgmental bitch. Story continues. These nerds were her peeps, but she was more of an outsider in this place. Primarily because she felt like the girls were slightly bitchy around her and the boys were just awkward. She really only came because it was where she could indulge in hobbies and socialize best. The handsome stranger approached close and greeted everyone. He was surrounded by all his friends, and then the faint smell from before got stronger. She turned to see the other stranger towering over her. His teeth were as crooked as a hillbilly smile, with a dark yellow look to them. She felt the invasion of personal space immediately. The smell of BO, 3-week-old farts, and garlic breath was heavy around this man. Why was he getting so close? Run away! Go stand next to the hot guy!
Please give me huggy wuggies. Ooh,
Juliana asked, do you need me to move, buddy?
Only if it's to turn around. That was a great view.
The strange man replied. Lady Juliana visibly cringed from this. Sorry, I need to go. Well, anywhere else, Lady Juliana stuttered out before walking as far as she could, as quickly as she could. And then it happened. The strange man stood on a coffee table to shout at the room, causing everyone to turn around and look. Yeah, that's not one of them IKEA coffee tables. That is solid hand-hewn oak. The man that big, a little coffee table? Come on.
Greetings, my friends. I, the great Blackfire, will defeat you all on this night in battle. Fear not. I will show this fair maiden that I am the mightiest of you all,
Blackfire proclaimed before stamping his foot on the table a little too hard. See, there it goes.
It was at this moment that he knew. He f***ed up.
The table then buckled and, and he fell on his ass with the entire room laughing at him. The idiot was so large that he had to roll onto his front and get help from 2 other people just to stand back up. Juliana turned around to see the handsome stranger was right in front of her. His face was dreamy, his teeth were perfect, and the only imperfection she could sense was he was a hairy dude based on the slight bit of body hair that popped out of his shirt. No worries, just means that, he'd be warm, right? Why are you asking me? You, I don't know. Some chicks prefer a hairy dude. That's not necessarily good or bad. I can't tell you it's not for me personally, hugging a big old teddy bear covered in pubes.
Sorry, lassie, I just need to get by,
the man said. His voice was deep and mildly northern. Oh, yeah, sorry. Where's your accent from? Definitely not local, she inquired.
Oh, I'm from Glasgow. I just moved down here. Do they have good drinks here?
He asked. Oh, an alcoholic. Charming. I guess I didn't want him to be Mikey Sue. There is. He's a lush. That's his character flaw. Juliana says, yeah, the drinks are decent enough, so what's your name?
Oh, crap, I'm sorry. Where are my manners? I'm Michael Saint. And you are?
He inquired. Lady Juliana. Oh, you can't call yourself lady either. That's like me calling myself gentleman. I'm Gentleman Red, yes. You don't have to do all that. The lady or gentleman part is supposed to be implied. Anyway.
Well, at least I don't need to ask her that now. Just need to get your number now, sweet cheeks.
Blackfire butted in before slapping her on the ass, and she audibly shrieked. Yes, as you do. Oh God, are you kidding me? What possibly could have suggested that slapping my ass was okay? Oh my God, aren't you the weirdo at the KFC in town? You match the description. Like every girl in 5 miles knows not to go in there without someone to keep them safe from you. Juliana snipped back.
Weirdo? That's probably someone else, for I am the obvious alpha of the place, as I am here,
Blackfire proclaimed. So you're going to ignore the safety thing, I guess? And what makes you the alpha? Juliana asked pointedly.
Oh, well, it's obvious, isn't it?
Blackfire proclaimed right before letting out a fart that silenced the room. The whole room turned to the trio. Probably a nasty wet fart, too.
Oh, no. Oh, my God, don't poop. Oh, no, you're on camera. Don't poop. Ah, brace!
That's mostly what's on the Uber seat back there, you know?
Damn, his ass makes him the alpha. It's packed with enough chicken to unleash a sonic boom,
Michael jested, and the whole room burst into laughter. Easy dunk, but I'll allow it.
How dare you insult me, you rogue? I will defeat you tonight by dice or fist. I demand satisfaction.
Blackfire snarled as the entire room started backing up from the smell of 1,000 Taco Bells. Blackfire looked around before asking,
why are you all walking away from me?
Because you smell like shit, sir. I bet I could beat you in either. Also, take a shower and brush your teeth, you absolute disgrace of a human, Juliana told him.
As if a mere female cannot be logical enough to think on the same level as I. I do not accept your feeble challenge, milady. It's okay though, kitten. I'll defeat this knave in no time for your honor. You do not have to try and impress me. I'll breed with you anyway.
Ew, dude. At some point you do think he'd take a clue and just leave. He's stuck in his own delusion. We've seen it many times before. Blackfire replied all of this and, of course, completely ignored the part about his hygiene habits. Kitten? Oh, hell no, Juliana raged before launching a solid kick squarely in whatever passed for his balls. Oh, physical assault. Neat. Now we've escalated things. Blackfire's eyes practically burst out of his skull upon impact. The look on his face was just pain. He was as red as a tomato. The room just flinched for a moment. Juliana looked Blackfire dead in the eyes before bluntly and coldly saying, "Never call me a pet name, especially kitten."
Salt.
Blackfire winced before collapsing into a heaped mess. He wasn't standing up after that for a little while. The counter clerk was holding back laughter whilst every man shielded their nuts instinctively still. No, officer, you don't understand. It wasn't assault because she didn't like the guy. I'm all for burning him to the ground or leaving the situation, but physical violence, come on. He said some gross shit. She took it to the next level. Where's Mikey Sue during this exchange? Just watching it go on with a blank look on his face? Oh no, he comes in with the line right after and says, "Damn, dude, she get the left or the right nut?" Michael joked. Tenor says, "I got both. You want to get out of here and get a drink?" Juliana asked Michael.
"Sure, just leave my nuts alone,"
Michael jested. On a first date, that won't be a problem, Juliana joked back. It's a pretty good one, honestly. You gotta pull that old "leave my nuts alone" unless... Well, with that, the pair walked out into the rain while stepping over the now blubbering Blackfire. The counter clerk finally stopped snickering and handed him some ice. "Oh, by the way, the manager says you're banned for a month. We can't have you breaking tables and grabbing women," he said. The clerk informed Blackfire. The poor fat bastard was just left to his pain. Yeah, but he got some free ice out of the deal, didn't he? Juliana and Michael, meanwhile, walked through the rain. Michael walked her to the car park where he had a vehicle waiting. A very shiny silver Aston Martin. So over the top. Juliana did a double take as she watched Michael unlock the car.
"You want to ride?"
Michael asked her. "Is this your car?" she queried.
"Nah, I stole it, and I'm just driving around the place in it,"
Michael jested. Juliana giggled before hopping into the vehicle. Michael turned on the engine and it purred. "What do you do for a living?"
"Run a business, and business is good,"
Michael told her with a bit of glee. His confidence was good. He seemed normal. Well, as normal as a cardboard cutout of a human being could be. Juliana ain't too much better herself. Gold dinging one. "Oh, you got an Aston Martin. Wow. What's your work? How much do you make? Can I have some?"
You're basically saying that you're just dating me because I can buy you things.
Yes?
You know, it's all coming. Maybe not. Maybe I'm just jaded. I don't know. I'm in a weird mood today, guys. Juliana said, "I can see business is good, so where are we going?" she probed. Michael just smirked and drove into the night with her. "Yeah, we're going to an abandoned field. I got a shipping container there with your name on it."
What a twist!
That would be like the actual moral of the story, wouldn't it? Be scared of everyone you meet forever. You can't trust anybody. Anyway, good night, everybody. No, not yet. As they pulled out of the car park, they could see Blackfire limping out of the game shop, still clutching his swollen testes.
"Looks like you made an impression,"
Michael joked. So the aftermath was Blackfire got a 1-month ban from the club for getting himself kicked in the balls. And Juliana and Michael began their love affair. But would this deter our intrepid Neckbeard? Indeed not. Would he decide that respecting women was a good idea? Not really. Would our Neckbeard become vengeful? Just a bit. Find out more next time in our story. For the link to OP's written work, please click right there. No, you can't do it. It's in the video, but I'll put it in the comment or something for you. You can order the copy of the first book that he ever got published, Salvation Chronicles Guardians of Earth. And dear readers, please remember it's okay to be nerdy, just don't be beardy. I mean, they kind of go hand in hand. It's really more of a spectrum. Anyway, peace out, and get on that Patreon subscription game for the Beardmeister himself, and allow him to sing you out with a song that I made just for this occasion. Don't you go creeping on me. Hey, 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 whoa, ooh, oh. That's all I can do right now. I'll need to practice it a little bit. I don't know the song well enough. I was completely unprepared. I'll hit you in the last part with all of the songs. How about that? Then we only get the retention dump out one time, because I know some people hear the song, they're like, I gotta get the hell out of here. So half of them already did already. But next time, we'll get them next time, I promise you. Bit of a short video, but it is what it is. Like I said, it made us money. We're fine. But I do appreciate you guys watching along and, you know, boosting it a little further. You could share it around if you like. Check out OP's book, of course. Sign up on the Patreon like OP did, and I could read your story. I wasn't even that mean to him. A little mean to Juliana, but I always gotta find somebody. And there's also a tier that's basically the same thing for the YouTube membership, so you could pick Patreon, YouTube, what do you like? Personally, I like Patreon, but you don't get the little badge and name change or whatever. You could also double dip. We got a lot of double dippers, but I'll stop trying to get money out of you. Right after I plug my Fourth Wall merch store, you could check that, you could check that out too. God, I'm shameless. But I don't know, I really like doing this thing, and I hope to keep on doing it for you guys for a long time. Thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, share it around. None of this happens without you. I want you to keep that in mind. So please, friends, always remember that you are loved, you are worthy, you definitely deserve it, and I shall see you in the next one. So until then, bye-bye.